Okay, good morning, Year 2. Welcome to Thursday's maths lesson. Today, we're going to be looking at something called finding the difference. And we're going to be using number lines to help us to do that. So make sure you're really good with your number lines. So the difference. What do I mean by the difference? Well, the difference is a gap between two numbers. How much bigger one number is than another, or how much smaller one number is than another. And we can use a number line to help us to solve that. But first of all, I'm going to show you a really practical way to do this. And if you've got tens and ones, you can do this way. So I'm just going to close this. I'm going to stop sharing that one. And I'm going to share my screen. So say we had a question that asked us to find the difference between, for example, 12. I'm not going to write a lot because it's hard on the whiteboard, but I'll try my best. 12 and, 17. Okay? So to find the difference between 12 and 17, I need to compare both of those numbers. So I'm going to make both of them to compare them because that's how we do it. So 12 needs 10, 11. Now I'm going to put these right next to each other so I haven't got any gaps. 12. And then I'm going to make 17 directly below. They need to be in the same place, otherwise it won't work. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now you can see here, the top number is 12, the bottom number is 17. Now we're going to draw a line at the point where they stop being the same, which is here. Can you see if I draw a line down here? We've got on both numbers 10, 11, 12. 10, 11, 12. But the bottom number 17 keeps going past this point. Now those extra squares, those extra ones, tell us the difference between those numbers. So if we look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the difference between 12 and 17 is 5. And the reason is because 17 is 5 more than 12 and 12 is 5 less than 17. Okay, let's try another one just to be really, really sure. Make it a bit bigger this time. I'm not going to make it too big because otherwise it's hard to put it on. So say I had a problem that wanted me to find the difference between 31 and 43. Again, I'm going to make both numbers. So I'm going to start with 31 and then I'm going to make 43 directly below. They need to be in the same place so you can compare them fairly. So make 31 first of all. 10, 20, get them right next to each other. 30. And then I need the 1. 31. Okay, and then 43 underneath. 10, 20, 30. Hang on, if it just goes on the end. 40, 41, 42, 43. Now we're going to draw a line again down the point where they are exactly the same and where one gets bigger than the other. About there. Okay. Excuse me. So at this point, they should They should both be 31, and then we can count on the rest. So if we check, they should be the same. Now we can count on the extra to let us know how much bigger one is than the other. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 43 is 12 more than 31, and 31 is 12 less than 43. So the difference is 12. So if you've got tens and ones at home, or if you want to use this website to help you to solve the problem, that's fine. It just gets a little bit trickier when the numbers get bigger, but that's one way you can do it, which will help you to solve that problem. We're going to have a look now at a different couple of ways. So I'm going to show you another way of doing it. And this time, we're going to use a number line. Okay, so say we had a problem that asked us to do something along the lines of what's the difference between 5 and I'm not going to write the and every time, I don't think. 5 and 18. Now, the way I do that is I'm going to start at 5 because that's my smaller number, and I count up to 18. And what I'm doing is I'm going to count my jumps. Okay, so remember, the first jump is from 5 to 6. 5 isn't the first jump, is it? Because that's what we start on. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So double check that. Count my jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the difference between 5 and 18 is 13. I could go backwards if I wanted to. I find it easy to count on, but you could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and count backwards. It would still give you a difference of 13. So that's another way you can do it. Now, if you're feeling really, really good, then this is the harder way we can do it. So I'm just going to start over again on here. Just pause the video for a minute whilst my dog. Okay, so my next step is we are going to look at making those jumps more efficient. So we're going to be drawing our own jumps on our number lines. So for example, if I had a number problem, it was asking me the difference between 6 and 28. So say I had a question that wanted me to find out the difference between 6 and 28. Now, first thing I need to do, start at 6 and go all the way up to 28, or start at 28 and count all the way back to 6. It doesn't matter whether you count forwards or backwards here. It doesn't matter. I find it easy to count forward, so I'm going to solve the difference problems by adding. But it's the same either way. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to make this easy for myself. Rather than doing individual jumps, I'm going to do big jumps because I know how to count in tens from 6. So I'm going to count on and I'm going to go, right, so a jump of 10 from 6 would take me to 16. And another jump of 10 from 6 would take me to 26. So that's 10 there and 10 there. Then I'm not quite at 28 yet, so I need to count on the extra 2. 1, 2. That's a jump of 2. Now all I need to do is add up my jumps. So 10, 20, 22. So the difference between 6 and 28 is 22. Okay, that's exactly how we would do that. And it's quite straightforward really, but we get a problem when we have a number where the tens that we start with are higher than the tens that we end with, and I'm going to show you that now. So say I had one like this, and I had to find out the difference between 5 and 21. Okay, let me just type that up. So what is the difference between 5 and 21? So I'm going to start at 5 and count on to 21, or I'm going to start at 21 and count back to 5. But I'm not going to do it all in little goes. I'm going to do it in big jumps again. Now, if I do a jump of 10, like I did last time, from 5, that would take me to 15, because 5 add 10 is 15, and that's fine. Now, if I try and do another jump of 10, I'm going to end up on 25, and that's past the number I want to go to, isn't it? So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a jump to get me to the next 10. I know that one jump takes me to 15. Now the next 10 is going to be 20. So I'm going to do another jump to get to 20. And I know that 5 add 5 is 20. Now I just need my extra jump to get to 21, which is 1. So then we count them all together. 10 add 5 is 15. Add on the extra 1 is 16. So the difference between 5 and 21 is 16. Okay, now we're going to be using the number lines that are already drawn for us, and we're going to be adding things to them. So I'm going to show you that now. So I'll just stop this share, and I'll share on here. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at what happens if we do our own number line. So start with an easy one, we're going to go into a trickier one. So for example, say I had to find the difference. I'm not going to write the word different. In fact, I will. Difference between, sorry, that's written very poorly. Difference between, we'll go for a nice easy one, 26 and 39. Okay. Now what I need to do there to find that difference is I'm going to use a number line. Now the number line's on the worksheet already done for you. And we know that 26 is our smallest number, 39 is our biggest number. So they're going to go on the ends of our number line. We don't need any other numbers because we're trying to find the gap in between them, aren't we? We're going to try and find what's in between these numbers. That part there is what we're looking for the difference, aren't we? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do a jump of 10. Always do my 10 jumps first. And I always start from the biggest number. You can start from the, I always start from the smallest number and count up. You can start from the biggest one and count back. So I'm going to do a jump of 10. And that takes me to 36 because 26 at 10 is 36. Then I don't need to do another jump of 10 because that's going to take me past 39. All I need to do is 36, 37, 38, 39. That's a jump of 3, which takes me to 39. Now let's count the jumps. 10 add 3 is 13. So the difference between 26 and 39 is 13. Okay, nice and easy. We'll have another go and I'll show you what happens if you want to count back because that's fine as well. So say I had to find out what the difference between 32 and 56 is. What I'm going to do, draw my number line again. My smallest number always comes first, 32. Biggest number comes at the end, 56. You see those both? Then what I need to do is I'm going to jump backwards this time, if that's easier for some of you. So 56, I'm going to always do my tens first. So 56 take away 10 is going to give me 46. Now if I take away another 10, I can do that. That's going to give me 36. Then to get from 36 to 32, it's going to be a jump of 4. Then again, I just add up my jumps. 10 add 10 is 20, add 4 is 24. So the difference between 32 and 56 is 24. So that's what happens if you want to count backwards. Now I'll have one more look at the trickier one, the one where we're going to jump past a 10. And we always try and bunch it up as much as we can. So say I had one like this. Just have a look. Say I had one, I wanted to find the difference between 37 and 40. Not 40, it's too easy. 37 and 50. No, in fact, 60. Sorry, everyone. 63. Okay, so again, number lines there. What I'm going to do is start my smallest number, which is 37. Right, my biggest number at the end, 63. Now this time, I'm going to do my jump to 10 again. So a jump of 10 takes me to 47. Another jump of 10 takes me to 57. And I could have done that as one jump of 20, couldn't I? Which is easier. Now, if I do another jump of 10 or the bigger jump of 30, I want to get past 63, aren't I? And I don't want to go past 63. I want to beyond 63. So I'm going to rub that part out because I don't want that, do I? Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a jump to take us to the next 10. And the next 10 is going to be, what's the next 10 after 57? 60. And if you know your number bond, 7 add 3 is 60. So that would take me to 60. Then to get from 60 to 63, nice and easy, another 3, then add up those jumps. So 20 add 3 is 23. 23 add 3 is 26. So that's how we do those trickier ones. I'll show you one more time. Say we had a number with a difference. Say we had 45 and 81. We're going to draw a number line, start with our smallest number, add on our longest number. So we're going to start with 45, 81 at the other end, and then we need to do our jumps. So I'm going to do a big jump now. A jump of 40 would take me to 85, which is too big, isn't it? So I can't do a jump of 40. If I did a jump of 30, that would take me to 75, which is fine. So I'm going to do a big jump of 30, and that takes me to 75. Then I want to get to the next tens number. So I'm going to do a jump to get me to 80. And that jump, what do I have to add? 5 to get to 10? 5. So what do I have to add to 75 to get to 80? 5. Now I'm on 80. I want to get to 81. That's one more, isn't it? So let's count our jumps. 30 add 5 is 35. Add 1 is 36. That would give us our difference. Okay? So that's all you need to do today. That is our maths work. Now, after that, there's an extension, which is some word problems. So you need to read them. They're all finding the difference. So you're going to use exactly the same method, draw your number lines, or use the tens and ones if you want to, and then solve them, okay? After that, I've put a challenge on. Now, your challenge is a reasoning challenge. It's a find the difference challenge. And I'm just going to show you this, if I can get it on. Hang on, stop that share. And it looks like this. Okay, so what you're going to do, it says, place the numbers 1 to 6 in the circles so that each number is the difference between the two numbers just below it. So for example, we've got an example here. 2 and 5, the difference is 3. So 3 would go above it. So you need to place the numbers 1 to 6 in those circles so that the number above is the difference between the two underneath it. So 2 and 5 could go there with 3 there. But then this one, if that's 2, what two numbers between 1 and 6 would give a difference of 2? Okay. So you could have 1 and 3, couldn't you? Which give a difference of 2. And then same on this side. Once you've done that one, there is a harder one where you've got to put the numbers 1 to 10 to find the differences. Okay. If you fancy a challenge that is really hard, then give that a go, see how you get on. Okay, good luck year 2 and have a good day.